Most traders think their job is to be right, but they don't lose because their strategy is bad. They lose because they think one trade matters too much. That's why losing feels personal, or that's why one bad trade can ruin your day, or week, month, or blow up your entire account. And that's why most people never last. Because trading is not about being right. It's about playing a game where you're wrong a lot and still make money. If that sentence doesn't feel right, then this video may matter more than you think it might, more than any strategy video you'll ever learn. Today we're going to talk about the one skill that separates traders who survives from traders who emotionally burn out. And that's probability thinking. So in the previous videos, we talked about why intelligence doesn't help in trading, and why being right doesn't matter, and why uncertainty creates anxiety, and why the perfect strategy is a lie. And this video ties it all together, because the real problem isn't your strategy. It's that your brain is trying to play a certainty game inside a probability environment. And that mismatch creates stress, overtrading, hesitation, and self-doubt because your expectations are far from what reality will always bring you. When money is on the line, every trade feels like it matters, like it says something about you. That feeling is exactly what causes most trading mistakes. Here's one of the hardest truths to accept as a trader. Any single trade is meaningless. It doesn't prove you're good, it doesn't prove you're bad, it doesn't validate your strategy, and it definitely doesn't invalidate it. The market has randomness built into it. Sometimes supports hold, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you see a small bounce from a support level, and sometimes it cuts through it like it's not even there. Good trades can lose, and bad trades can win. Your brain hates this, and it probably doesn't even want to admit this, that the market is random. Sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. Your brain wants clean cause and effect. It wants certainty. It wants do this and then you'll get that. And your brain wants closure. It wants feedback now. So you look for certainty. You look for confirmation. You want to feel sure and you want to feel confident. But markets don't work like that. Trading is judged over a series, not a moment. Now imagine a coin, but this coin is slightly unfair. It lands heads 55% of the time and tails only 45%. And if I flip it once and get tails, does that mean that the coin is broken? No. If I flip it 10 times and lose money, does that mean the edge disappeared? Well, still no. The edge only shows up after enough repetitions. One flip means nothing. 100 flips reveals the truth. Trading works the same way. Or most traders get anxious before the math has time to work. Now, forget fancy terms. Here's the simple truth. If your winners are a little bigger than your losers, or you win a little more often than you lose, you don't need to be impressive. You just need to not interfere. And we destroy our edge by cutting winners early, by doubling down on losers, or by stopping after a losing streak. Not because the edge is gone, but because emotions hijack execution. We no longer stick to our rules. We no longer follow our strategy. This is exactly what we talked about in video 3. Uncertainty feels threatening, even when statistically it's normal. Here's the actual benefit of probability thinking. It takes you out of the outcome. Losses stop hurting as much. When you think in probabilities, losses stop feeling personal. You stop forcing trades. You don't need to win this trade. You just need to execute the next one properly. Urgency comes from needing certainty. Probability removes that pressure. If this trade loses, that was expected sometimes. If this trade wins, great, but it doesn't mean anything yet. Your job is no longer to make money on this trade. Your job becomes execute this setup correctly and let the series play out. That shift alone limits revenge trading, overconfidence, hesitation, emotional spirals, or going on tilt, because you're no longer emotionally married to each trade. You're married to the series of trades. And thinking this way may feel odd, or doesn't make sense, or doesn't feel normal, feels almost detached. And that's a great thing to be detached from one trade, from one outcome. That distance is not carelessness. It's professionalism. That's exactly what you need to succeed on the long term and to be emotionally stable and to follow your rules. Here are 3 real actions you can take immediately. Number 1, stop judging trades individually. Only review performance in batches, like every 20 trades or every 50 trades. Number 2, journal execution, not outcome. It's not you won how much today or you lost how much. It's rather, did you follow your rules? Yes or no, or why? Did you enter too early or did you exit too late? Did you hesitate? Why? Focus on execution and see how you can improve it over time. And number 3 is to size positions so that losses feel boring. If a loss still feels painful, you're sized too big to think in probabilities. Probability thinking dies the moment fear or excitement enters the room. Start seeing trade setups in percentage of probability. Like this trade has a 50% chance of playing out based on 100 trades. This trade has an 80% chance of playing out, but it appears less often. Casinos don't panic when someone wins a hand. Insurance companies don't shut down after a payout. They understand variance. Professional traders think the same way. Losses aren't failures, they're operating expense. I have to pay a fee to enter a trade to see if it will play out. If I lose, then my fee is my stop loss. The moment you emotionally fight losses, you're no longer trading. You're negotiating with the market, and the market doesn't negotiate. It's gonna go wherever it's gonna go. Your job is not to fight it. It's just to tag along. Now, this isn't meant to sound harsh. It's coming from a place of raw honesty and hoping you wouldn't give away your hard-earned money to the markets, trying to stop you from playing a game different than it actually is. If you need certainty or validation or emotional comfort, trading will hurt you. But if you can learn to think in probabilities, trading becomes calm, boring, and sustainable. And that's what professionals aim for. In the next video, we'll talk about why discipline is a terrible goal and what actually works instead. Because knowing this isn't enough. You need systems that protects you from yourself. If probability is the answer, why do traders still break rules? That's what we'll discuss next.